Alright guys, welcome to week 5 of the XBSHL show for season 26. It's myself again, Dusty, and I have Krim here as well. Krim, say hello.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
And we have Chill.
What's up?
And we have as our guest, our fourth host and guest this week will be Happy Gilmore's. Happy, why don't you say hello,
Hello.
everybody? Hey guys, so the season is starting to wind down. Week 6 is coming up right this week. Is week 6 coming up? So playoff structure. There's 4 teams per conference make it. So it's the 2 division winners and 2 wild cards, regardless of division. So that's the playoff breakdown, and then playoffs stay within the conference until the finals. And once we get to the finals, it'll be an East team versus a West team, and that'll be it. Okay, waves this week. We had one wave. Juicy Toot couldn't commit anymore, so he was replaced by Chuck Norris on Vancouver. And then we had 3 trades that we can kind of discuss quickly. We had Culper to Ottawa for a noob who went to Pittsburgh. Now, I know there was some comments from people that they thought this was kind of an unfair trade. But I know from being on Pittsburgh why Damon did it. So, I mean, owners have their own reasons for doing a trade that we really can't. We don't always know the reasons for it. I'm only assuming that I didn't ask Damon, but I'm assuming that we needed a goalie that would play a lot in net, and New was playing well.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, New was playing well. He had good stats, and I think Damon was getting tired of trying to play net. He was having a hard time with it, which I understand. And I think he wanted a break, and I think he wanted somebody that was going to play net more consistently. So that's why I think he made the deal. That's from my perspective. Now, I don't know what you guys think about the trade, but that's from my perspective, being on Pittsburgh. What do you guys think? Speak up.
Culper and Bautista together is just deadly. It's deadly.
Yeah.
I've played with them before when they played on defense together before. It's deadly. It's a deadly pairing, and obviously that's really going to help them in the long run.
Yeah, it might. I mean, it's not like we're never going to really veto a trade. I don't see how we can really do that, because we don't know. Like I said, we don't know the reasons for owners doing a trade. It's really up to them. I don't recall ever being a trade being vetoed. Maybe there hasn't one that I don't know about or I don't remember, but I don't ever recall like a trade being vetoed by the admin team. I just don't. So
yeah, I think if you just looked at the sort of the draft positioning on paper, it looks lopsided, right?
Mm-hmm.
But again, like you said,
Absolutely.
like you said, Damon. I don't even think Damon went into the season wanting to play goalie. So
no, he didn't.
So it looked like he was kind of desperate to get somebody. A noob was putting up some serious stats, over in Ottawa.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
if you look at performance, I mean, Culper, I know he's a great player, but he wasn't having the best season. So I can see,
Right.
Just based on this season alone, filling the need, filling that void at goalie, it made sense.
I just look at it this way with Culper too. With him being like a second D man now, where it's like Bautista's kind of that main guy there too, it's gonna help him just be comfortable and just play his game.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's just it too. You have to give up something too. I know, you have to give up something to get something, and I'm sure Damon probably tried too to get. I'm sure he probably tried to get another goalie somewhere. Maybe just nobody else was trading, and he had to make a move to do something, and he had to give up Culper to get it. It's the way it goes. All right, let's move on. Let's go on to the next trade, which was, again, Pittsburgh was involved. It was Bubba and, well, Kim, you can comment on this. It was Bubba and Padre also went to Pittsburgh, and Argy and Violent went back to San Jose. So, Kim, why don't you kind of fill us in on what you were thinking with this trade?
Yeah, I know Pittsburgh's looking to move some people. They're in a bit of a rut there, so I thought I can move around some pieces to see if it could help both teams. So I gave him some flexibility to Padres, who could play center, not center, but forward and defense. Violent only plays defense. And then I was able to give him Bubba, who's also he's a variable player. He could play defense, he could play center, he could play wing. So I was looking more to get another high scoring piece in there. So I thought Argy might be able to fill that void I was looking for. So that's why I went through that deal.
Yeah, again, I think Damon's just trying to mix it up again. It's looking bleak for Pittsburgh, and I'm on Pittsburgh. I know. I just think maybe he's still trying to mix it up. Maybe find a spark. But I think it's a little too late as far as where we are on the standings, which we'll get to later on. But I know he's still trying to mix it up. But it is what it is. Anybody else want to comment on this trade? Happy or chill? You think we can kind of move on to the next one?
No, I think that's fair.
Yep.
All right, the last trade, and probably the last trade of the season, is Marine Mike and Rip Winkle to Vancouver for Shadow Fox and Chuck Norris. Now, who went to St. Louis. So it was Vancouver and St. Louis making this deal. I don't know what to make of this deal. I mean, both teams are struggling. I don't know whether DC was maybe looking to add Shuck, who kind of, when he signed up, he thought he was going to play left wing and D, but then he also said he could play goalie. So I'm thinking maybe DC tried to get Shuck and then maybe move Shuck for a team that wanted a goalie. I don't know. That's my opinion. I don't know if that's the case. Because I don't know.
I played with Shuck a bunch of times before, and he's a pretty solid goalie. So I would imagine goalie.
Yeah, that lets you take out the other Dusty out, right? And he could play wing or he could play defense, whatever he wants to play. Gives you a little more, flexibility and positioning.
Yeah, and I also think I think Jetty and Mike have some type of relationship. I'm saying I'm playing together. I think they played together last season, I believe, and they seem to joke around a lot with each other. So maybe Jetty wanted Mike to maybe lighten things up in Vancouver. I don't know. Again, I'm speculating. And then Rip's always a good team guy, so I could see why he was kind of moved to. He's a good team guy and just plays a good north-south game. Shadow Fox I don't know much about. So I don't know. Again, was St. Louis trying to shake things up with the deal? I don't know, but I don't know much about.
Seems like. I mean, Mike though he has improved. I'll give him that. Playing with the stream with him in that charity stream, he was doing solid on offense. So he has some improvement. And I imagine playing with Jetty would at least help.
Right.
As far as ice time goes, you can't have 3 goalies. 2 is the maximum you can have. So he was just trying to look to get another piece over, and like you guys said, a little more offense with Marine Mike. So maybe it'll help him out in the long run.
Yep. Yeah. Guess we'll find out. We got 2 weeks left. See if it makes any differences with those teams. 3 weeks. We'll get 6. Oh yeah. Okay. 6, 7, and 8. You're right. 3 weeks. Yep. All right. So let's move on from those trades, and now we'll just kind of get to our weekly discussion about different topics. All right. First thing we want to talk about is, if you're looking at the West standings, is the West as it sits currently? Is it set? Are we pretty confident that Dallas, Calgary, LA, and San Jose are in the playoffs?
Personally, I would say more or less. I don't see really any of the teams, especially talking for myself, and I probably figure with you, Krim, that you don't see like our teams having any kind of drastic drop all of a sudden. Dallas
we already had
and
our
LA
week.
are both good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just going to be more or less jockeying for position, I'd figure, at this point.
Yeah, anything can change too. Like St. Louis is still kind of in striking reach, but Vancouver I think's like over 20 points out, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. So it's gonna be hard to come back from that kind of a depth.
And we still have 10 more games against Dallas, so anything can happen. Things can change there too.
Oh
so.
yeah.
Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. St. Louis 36 points. You got Dallas 62, Calgary 54, LA 59, San Jose 51. That's going to be a tough climb for them to catch. For them to catch you. I don't know. I mean, it's possible, but I don't see it happening. I think it's a lock. I think Dallas, Calgary, LA, and San Jose are locks in the West. That's my opinion. I think I'll stick with that. I think that's a definite. What about the East? The East is a little more, a little bit maybe. I mean, New York's going to
East
get
has
in.
definitely been interesting.
Yeah. I mean, New York and Ottawa, I think, will be in. I mean, Toronto's only 3 points behind Ottawa in the East, and Florida's only 6 points behind Toronto. So I mean, that Atlantic division in the East is still kind of tight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one to call right now. You got Ottawa 52, Toronto 49, and Florida 43 points. That one's still could. That
Columbus
one's
only
still going to
6
come
points
down.
out.
Yeah, Columbus could
Yeah,
make a run.
it's true. Yeah.
There's still, like I said earlier today, I think there's 48 points up for grabs, right? So
Yeah,
anything
it's still
can
a lot of
happen.
points. You're right. Yeah, I mean, even Pittsburgh, we're not out of it, but it's going to be a tough climb. You know,
Mhm.
it's going to be a tough climb for us to make any progress. But then again, as the schedule winds down, it's going to be more conference, more division. So, you know, when those games count, maybe teams that are not in the playoff picture can start to make some progress into it. Who knows?
Hey, we
Yeah.
I don't
play
know.
this wacky and crazy game called NHL 20. Anything can happen in this, so
Exactly.
it is what it is,
That's
right?
right.
Well, hey, we got basketball players now, right? Krim was just playing with one of the basketball players, so
Boy,
you never
Kyle Lowry.
know. Let's go
Yeah,
be Raiders, you know?
Crazy.
All right, so anything else you guys want to discuss about the East or the West right now? Anything else that you want to add to that discussion? Or do you want to
No,
move on
I
to the next topic?
think it's pretty much covered.
Yep.
All right, so let's get to this next topic we're going to talk about. Are there any surprises so far this season, whether it's teams, players, anything you guys want to talk about? You know, I know I put some stuff in the notes there. If you just want to go down that list, we can. Unless you guys have something else you want to add, you know, you want to start with that first one, or you want to? What do you want guys want to do?
Yeah, I like that
Uh,
first one about the goaltenders.
Yeah, I mean, it was something that kind of Krim. You mentioned this last week about how it's tough for goaltenders to. The game doesn't make it easy for them to play this game. So, you
Yeah,
know,
they kind of made it. A goalie's hard to steal a game now, right? Before a goalie could get in
yeah.
there and they could make some big saves. This year, it's more like you need a
Hmm.
team defense to help, assure your back end. But even that's kind of difficult with the level of puck control in the game. So can't pass the
yeah,
puck, but one guy can skate the puck through the whole ice, right?
it's more just you'd rather just want to be in the offensive zone than be in the defensive zone, because if you have to rely on defense in this game, it's game over. You have to be in the other person's zone. You just have to play offense to be that defensive in that sense, right?
Yeah, I mean, basically, when I was talking, just thinking about topics to discuss, I just went through the rosters, looking at the goalies, and it was Lane with a .815 save percentage and Hoot with a .806, and those are the only two goalies with a above 800 save percentage. And another thing I didn't put in the notes, but Laner is the only goalie with a GAA below 3. Nobody else has a goals against average below 3 except for Laner. So, to go with your point, it's very unforgiving for the goalies, and it's showing in the goalie stats. So a shout out to those guys that play net on a regular basis, because it's not easy. You know, so basically, for a lot of these things, I just went down, like I went through the league rosters to see if anything stood out to me, and something else that stood out to me was the plus minus of the Dallas and LA D-men. I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at those plus minus numbers, but they're pretty insane for those
Yeah,
defensive cores in those two teams.
see it here. Plus
Again,
48,
I
plus
I think a
40.
lot of that is also just because they're so good offensively too, just because they don't have to spend too much time in the defensive zone, and when they do a fairly good job of cleaning things up.
Wow.
I
Roscoe
mean,
is
the one that
plus 48.
surprises me the most is Roscoe
Roscoe's
has no
plus
penalty
40.
minutes, which is I
Yeah.
think is flat out lucky, but that's just my thought process on that one.
I mean, even you guys in Calgary, you have all 4 of your D-men are on the plus side of the plus minus. All 4 of you guys. But
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
right.
Dallas, it just saw the numbers in Dallas, and it just stood out. I'm like, whoa, a plus 24 for Levens, plus 12 for Mitch, plus 48 for Roscoe, and then plus 12 for Hawkeye. And then you have LA, you have the Whip with a plus 20, Duff with a plus 18, Daly with a plus 22, and Whiskey with a plus 13. So I mean, it just saw those stood out to me. Those defensive cores. It's funny, even your core in New York, they're all the men of pluses.
That's right, buddy.
Yeah, but I mean, the ones that really stood out to me were those, those crazy numbers in Dallas and LA. But a lot of D-men are having good seasons, it looks like here this season. You know?
Yeah, I think it's just a combination of just the whole teams. I think in those four teams in general, you got to sit there and look at. They're all pretty steady, solid teams. They're always going to give you
Mhm.
tough times in either way. So in that way, you have to give them credit and where credit's due in that sense.
Yep. All right. Next point, I want to make a shout out to one of Chill's draft picks, is Sabres. Sabres breaking the 100-point plateau at this point in the
Oh
season.
yeah.
I don't know what his uh his record is for points in a season, but that's something that stood out to me. He's a 100-point season so far. Um, for you, Chilltown in New York. And I know you spoke about him last week. Anything
Right.
else you want to say about Sabres?
No, I mean I'm not surprised. He's been solid all season. He's got a lot of great guys around him too. So we just seem to have a great chemistry, both. If you want to call it line one and line two, whichever one he's on, he's sort of like the
Mm-hmm.
the main pillar, making plays and contributing. So I'm not surprised. But I'm looking at his prior seasons. So I
Right.
think season 25 he tapped out at 71 points. Oh, and season 23 he had
Okay.
81. So yeah, this is his first 100
Okay.
point season.
Yeah.
Yeah. So congrats, Sabres.
Was it Aldrich? Oh, was it Aldrich?
Yeah, no,
Chilltown?
he's a hell of a forward. I mean, I played with him in season 25, and it actually surprised me that he only had 70 points.
Yeah. Uh, I just saw, like I said, I went down and he stood out to me. Think, he got 100 points. I don't, like I said, I hadn't seen it before. And then Chill just, went through the stats itself, and obviously he didn't have 100 points season yet. And we still have what, like you said, 3 weeks. So who
Yeah,
knows,
the
how many
different
points
game.
he's gonna.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Is that
All right, so Kieran,
you guys think
sure,
Zero's
go
gonna
ahead.
break the 200 mark? He's at 131 right now.
Well, that's one of the
200 mark
points we're
might be
going
a bit
to.
hard.
Crim's
but it depends how
192
many
is
games
what
he
he's got to
play,
shoot
right?
for.
Yeah.
Well, Crim's
If
got
I
that
have anything to do
192
about
record.
it.
So let's just jump to that. Does he catch that
Oh
192
yeah,
points?
I didn't realize you had that there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's why,
Potentially.
yeah, I put that in with the notes. I mean, could he get it? He's got 3 weeks left.
Again, if he plays all 10 games against our team, I'm gonna make sure he has a rough time with that. But
Yeah.
he's a hell of a forward, so he is gonna give me a rough time too anyway. So it is what it is.
Yep. And if
And
anyone knows
that's-
him, it's you.
Yeah, one thing I want to point out. I don't know if vets know it, new guys want to know it. If you go to the main scoreboard screen, if you go to the XBSHL main, there's a tab at the top, XBSHL main. There's a actual record book that you can look at.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you go down the menu, it says record book. So if anybody's not familiar with that, again, it's XBSHL main tab, and then if you go down, it's record book, and you can
Are you
see the
sure-
records in there. So
Are
I
you
just
sure
put-
this thing is accurate?
What?
Because Crim's name is on here way too many times.
Probably not for much longer.
Oh God.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think it is accurate, Jill. Yeah, we gotta give
They're
credit
too
where
long.
credit's due.
Ouch.
You gotta, yeah. So I mean, yeah, let's see we'll see what happens if
Who's this
Zero actually can
two-barrel
break that. I
guy?
mean,
Oh, Tommy
Hey.
Two Barrel from Long
yeah,
Island.
he was good.
26
yeah,
power
of course.
play
well,
goals.
for long.
Season 5.
You look at the records right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
He,
Kemp's on there a couple
he hasn't
times.
been around a while.
Your broski.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
on there a few
for
times.
him. Yeah. Yep. He is. Yeah, Crim's all over the place. Look at Violence 75 plus minus. That was back in season 3. Holy cow.
I would
Yeah,
not have guessed
he's on
that.
my
If
team
someone
that year.
told me who's got the highest plus minus
No.
of all time, Violent would not have been my first guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe,
him up
maybe
later.
penalty minutes, but not plus minus.
Right. Maybe penalty minutes. But that's it's an interesting thing we have there. So you
Yeah,
guys
that's
should
cool.
check that out. The record book. Yeah. Yep. And if you go to the left, you can see it's got scoring, non-scoring. So there's a non-scoring records.
Oh yeah.
There's so it's really broken down nicely. Defense, goaltending, like it's like Bautista has the record for D rating in one season. So it's really got some good stuff that you guys should check out. Even the all-time leaders tab at the bottom. Look at this guy, Krim. Wow, 2,737 points. What the hell's going on here?
Pierre's catching up with the assists though. It's pretty impressive.
How come I don't
Yes,
see Dusty's name
he
anywhere?
is. Hey, whoa, I see it. Whoa, hey, back it up.
Oh wait.
Back it up.
Skip over to
Oh,
the 10th
assist.
page.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
getting there. Look at the old. Yeah, that's right.
Look
Shut
at
your
you.
mouth.
Look at you.
Been
Wow.
around long enough. Should be somewhere, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
The only thing I'd ever hit would be most penalty minutes, so I might want to try that in the next couple seasons.
Yeah, what the hell, man? Chill. What are you throwing me under the bus for, man? What the hell, man?
Well, that's what I'm here
Someone's
for.
got to do it.
Yeah.
Famous and slow.
Yeah, that's me. All right, so let's move on past that record. Oh yeah, Kim, this next point. You want to talk about your buddy, your rookie Cash Slunk there with 91 points? What's going on there?
Yeah, he's a really good player. That's pretty much the gist of it. He plays wing, he plays center, plays defense, plays wherever you want him to. He's above average at every position. He's good puck control. You can use a dangler, you can use a power forward. Just knows how to do those dangles that are hard to stop, right? So take it to the net, he'll score goals, or he'll open up space for other players and let them score goals, right? So he plays the game the right way, so works for me.
Yeah, I played with him a bit last night. And Krim's right. He is like Macaque 2.0.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Very
definitely
similar.
a tough guy to defend.
Now I'm trying to think. I don't know if there's a spot where I don't know if there's a rookie. We should be looking at rookie record book because I don't know what the record is for points by a rookie. But I have to imagine with his 91 points so far, he's probably pretty close.
Yeah,
I would
like
think-
I said, it's a different game too, right? So a lot more scoring.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see. Go back and see Calder, Calder players and what they.
I
Yeah,
done at a
imagine
time,
Marty
right?
was
So-
probably up there with the season 25, no? Because he had 100 points if I remember right.
he might have been. He might have been
What season was that?
25.
25. It's funny too
Take a
because
look right here.
He had 210 points.
So wow, as a rookie,
Marty had 105 points in season 25.
105.
Whoa, so
Yeah.
the record book is broken then. So it's doubled his points.
No, it
That's
doubled his
total. That's
points.
his career. That's his career.
Oh, it's his
Oh,
career.
his career, no.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I see.
geez, chill, get it together.
I'm
Get it
the
together,
worst.
man.
Come on,
Figure
chill.
it out.
God.
All right, I quit.
Yeah, all right, we're all right with that. But I don't know. I'll have to see if he can do that. I mean, that's for 91 points. He's still got 3 weeks left, so it'll be interesting to see how many points he can add to his rookie season. And he
We'll
plays
be
the power
watching.
forward, huh? Oh,
He was playing dangler
All
all
right.
season, but the last 2 games he switched to power forward. So
interesting. Yeah, those are two different builds. That's funny because
Oh,
power
yeah.
forward, like he's skating in dog shit, and then you got a dangler.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a
You
tough build to
You
use.
can't
Again-
take the puck off the power forward, right?
Yeah,
It's so big.
power forward, you can't bump off. As a defenseman, you can't even bump off anyone as is. As a power forward, it's just good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I mean, also it's funny. We could put an asterisk with the season because there's no doubt we've all agreed the game favors the offense so much. This NHL 20 favors the offense so much.
Too heavily.
Not to complain about the game more, but we could almost put an asterisk next to guys this season because it's just how much it favors the offense. It's ridiculous. The dangles and
Yeah.
the puck
Look at
control
Vibe.
and it's ridiculous.
It was like 68 goals in 25 games, something. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's ridiculous though. I mean, it's like so unrealistic. Nothing against Vibe. Vibe, knows how to play the game, but it just caters to that offense so much.
Just,
really-
yeah, we can
really
play the
stinks.
games the same every year, but then they do make a change, and then we get this, right? So, what do you
Yeah.
want, right?
We get
Yeah,
this.
we get
yeah,
this.
That's what we get. We get this
Yep.
freaking turd.
Ugh.
All right, so I wanted to also kind of address team surprises, and the one thing I noticed was the St. Louis struggling. and that's not like a DC team. Usually DC puts together a competitive team. So I'm a little surprised that his team is struggling the way it is. You guys have any thoughts on DC and St. Louis that you guys want to add? I mean, what do you guys? Any other teams you guys notice? Any other surprises in the teams that you guys notice?
Well, as far as St. Louis, I think the idea was I don't know if he had an understanding of the game yet, or if any of us had an understanding of the game yet, and he went with a goalie with that first overall pick. So, and even if, like you said earlier, you're the best goalie in the league, you can't really steal a
Right, it's
game
a good
anymore.
point.
Very rarely.
Yeah,
can you
it's
steal a
really
game.
tough going. It's almost
so
like
it may
they
be
have
point.
to almost go forward first round, like just because they have so much control over it.
Mhm.
Like as much as it being a defenseman, even being a good, like if any, like all the good defensemen, I would agree, it's just that much tougher to even just cover those guys. Just put and take your will on them and just make them change their game plan. They could just
Mhm.
skate around like you're stupid, and it's just like, okay, well,
Yeah.
I guess there's really nothing you could do about it. So you just kind of got to
Mhm.
take the hits and just hope you outscore the other team really in the end of the day.
It'd be interesting to go back and look. I don't remember who did what first round, but compare those guys that took, say, a goalie in the first round compared to a guy that took an offensive player in the first round. Not that that maybe tell us much, but that might be interesting sometime down the road to take a look at and say, well, who's the guys that went offensive first? How are they faring as opposed to guys that went for defense and goalie first? That might be something interesting to take a look at
Mhm.
because, just like you said, it's a good point, Krim. That with St. Louis going with the goalie, right, that might not have been the best approach to the draft with this game.
First pick's a hard pick though,
Yeah, no doubt.
because he
Yeah,
could
no
have picked a
doubt.
defenseman, and we could be having the same conversation, right? Because it's a long wait between your first and second pick.
Yeah.
True.
So let's look at this
Well, what if you
little
went
tidbit.
Bautista with that first overall pick, though?
Yeah.
That'll give you a potential goalie and a defenseman and a center. So
Right.
So
could have been a good
Yeah.
pick.
if you look at Dallas and the Rangers, so Levens
Mhm.
had the third pick. I had the
Where
fourth
look at the
pick.
Rangers. The hell?
And Levens
Okay.
picked 0 first, and I picked KT
Mhm.
first, and we're in pretty damn good shape. So totally, two opposite ends of the spectrum,
Mm.
right? A forward
true.
and a
Yeah.
defenseman.
Mm-hmm.
And he picked a goalie 4th round. I picked a goalie 5th round.
No, when he comes back,
Hmm.
I'm gonna
So
change
that
it.
I
strategy
think
kind of
also
worked
too,
out.
it's also who you're comfortable with because you played CHEL, you played with KT in a bunch in the past, right?
Yeah, my first season was with KT. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I think also a bunch of that is just the feel of the player. Like even
Yeah.
for me, it was such a tough decision for me to go either year where I played season 24 and won a cup with him, and then I have to choose between him and Marty, where Marty is real life close friend to me. It was like, oh my god, I don't
You
know what to
chose
do.
Pierre,
Unbelievable.
and you
Yeah.
chose Pierre.
Oh, and
My,
he's
where's
still
What kind of friend are
where's
still
the
you?
gives me
loyalty?
grief. He still gives me
Where's the
grief to this
loyalty?
day, but I know he still gives me
Yeah.
Mr.
grief
John
to this
Tavares
day.
here.
Shut
Yeah.
it. We don't mention the name of the show. We do not mention the
Feels
name of
bad,
the
man.
show. I mean, but mention KT, like the guy, he boggles my mind. He barely plays the game, picks it up, and 40 points plus 15, one of the best E ratings on your team. Like the guy is just always good at this game. Pisses me off. He barely
Yeah.
plays it, picks it up, and
Oh yeah, no, he's always a steady guy.
Like-
He's like a
Like,
ghost.
he hasn't lost anything.
And then he shows
Yeah.
up, and he wrecks shop, and then he's gone again.
Wreck shop.
Like he was never
My
there.
God. Oh no, he's there. You'll notice it when he's there. Any other team surprises that you want to talk about, and then we can move on to the next topic and then kind of close out the show. Anything of these teams that stand out? We don't see anything
Well,
else.
we can talk about. Well, just mention that everyone's made a trade except for the Rangers and LA.
Whiplash. Kings.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess when your team isn't struggling, you're not going to look to make changes. I mean, you guys really haven't struggled, so it kind of makes sense that you guys haven't made trades because why mess with something that's working? Like
Yeah, I mean, don't
no
get me
real
wrong.
reason
There
for
were a
you
few
guys to
times
make
during the
trades.
season where I was thinking that I could improve a little bit here, a little bit there, but
right.
it just you know, and each week got better and better. So I was entertaining some offers, but nothing ever panned out. And I'm sure Whip got a bunch of offers too. And he thought about it too. But like you said, you know, it's working. Let's not mess with it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
No, exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
it's the old saying: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right? Plain and
yeah,
simple.
I mean, there were a lot. I mean, there were a lot of trades. You guys, I feel like some teams didn't give their drafted rosters enough time to kind of like get some chemistry. I don't know how you guys feel, but there were a lot of trades early that I thought, well, you know, are these guys really giving their rosters a chance? I don't know. That
Yeah.
was my opinion. I felt like there were a lot of trades that just happened so quickly.
No,
You
I
know?
agree. I mean, it took me until what, week 4 or so till I finally sat there and decided, okay, maybe it's time to make a move.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, it was kind of tough for me to even really want me to make a move. But once I got kind of the deal that I ended up with, the Dash deal, you know, that was something I had to take. Like I couldn't turn that down.
All right, since I got all three of you guys here,
Mm.
who's the toughest guy? Who's the toughest guy to deal with in trades? Who's the guy?
Oh,
Who's the guy that tries to
tough.
rip you off? Let's go. You guys
You
pick
might not,
somebody.
like-
Let's hear it.
You want the truth here?
Let's give it
I
to him
want the
Because
straight.
people I just
I
don't
want
want to
to-
deal with.
Let's go. Who's the toughest one to
I think
deal
a
with
few of
when
the
you try
guys
to
would
make a
definitely
trade?
say me.
Okay.
I didn't deal with
I don't
Happy,
know.
but
Me neither.
I can tell you, most of my
I
time was
thought
wasted dealing with
I thought you
Laner.
did once.
With
Yeah.
Laner, you spent a lot of time with Laner there, Kim, you said?
Whenever you make a deal with Laner, it goes to Bautista, and then just gets shot down anyways.
Yeah. So basically playing Bautista.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
well,
then DC's always
he's
tough to deal
basically
with
running
too.
auto anyway.
Yeah.
Bautista's basically running auto anyway, so you got to talk to Bautista. Never mind talking to Laner. So, Chill, what about you?
Yeah.
Who do you have? You know, any conversation with anybody that you say, "Wow, this is not going well."
Well, I mean, I hate to pile on, but yeah, Laner too. He's pretty persistent,
This is great.
and you know,
Oh,
as
yeah.
persistent as he can be, like I felt like the deals were getting worse.
You never voice chatted you topless to negotiate.
What's that?
Oh, if he did that,
He
he
can-
would have.
You never voice chatted you
Oh no,
topless to
no,
negotiate.
thank goodness no.
No. No, but seriously, you'd sit down with him, you'd work on a deal, you'd spend like maybe
Right.
20 minutes on it, and then you both be happy, and then he'd come back
Right.
saying, "No, sorry, Bautista
Nope.
said no."
I love it. Bautista
Thanks.
said no. Great.
Yeah, like all I
we-
hear is just like, yeah, you say it later, but it's just, yeah, it's Bautista.
Yeah.
Him.
Yeah, right. It is. We know that. That's for sure. I mean, it would have been McCack if he could have gotten McCack, but that didn't happen. So
Mhm.
actually, he passed on McCack, right? I think he passed on him.
Yeah,
He
he
did,
did,
yeah.
which
Big
was
Batista
I,
first.
I think
So-
surprised everyone. Yeah,
Yeah, his
He
second.
wanted,
that.
to give
Yeah.
McCack. He wanted to give McCack a break, I think.
I
Poor
think
guy.
everyone was assuming right away. It's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be Pierre instantly, and then once he said Bautista, it's like, oh okay,
Yeah, right. That's funny.
definitely sent a shock
Alright.
to the system.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Do you want to talk about anything else, Grim? Do you want to talk about the other thing with the over/under stuff, or you want to?
It's actually
And
pretty
that was
quick. We
something
can
else.
just
Good.
go
Yeah,
through
good.
what Levins put up there, and I'll go through each of
Go
you
ahead.
guys, and we'll just get everyone's feeling here. So Levins wants to know, with these statistical items, what are the chances are that someone's going to pass this number, or if everyone's going to be under this number. So I'll give you a statistic, and you guys tell me if you think someone's going to pass it or not. So to say over or under. So we'll start with
Okay.
the plus minus for a player. Do you think any player this
Okay.
season is going to get above or below? Sorry, above plus 70. What do you think, Dusty? And I can tell you right now, the highest plus minus
plus
is
48, right, Roscoe?
Roscoe.
Plus 48, Roscoe. Yeah, so
Is
you'd
he
have
gonna
to get
make
another
plus-
22.
No.
Nope. Okay, what do
Actually, you
think,
know what?
Chill?
No, I'll say no.
What?
I'll stick with no.
Yeah, it's a hard
So-
no.
What was it 3 weeks left?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
All right.
and he's gonna play more games in the West, so it's gonna be a little bit tougher for him.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I
All right.
say no too for that one.
Okay.
Let's just jump to the
All
next
right.
one. This is the goalie one. So minimum 20
Okay.
games played. Do you think any goal? Well, the number here is 2.5 goals against. You think anyone's gonna get over that?
5, 2.
What's it
I'm
now?
looking just real quick. The
gonna
lowest
run-
somebody has?
Was it Laner that has the lowest?
Yeah, it's
Liner, no?
2.82. 2.82.
Mm.
So actually, you know what? I backed it up too. One more. I just noticed Noob, believe it or not, it's 2.96. So I
That
didn't
means
look
you'd
at
have to
Noob.
drop it
Noob's,
by 0.3, 0.4, which is quite a task, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say no. I say no.
Yeah, no one's I think gonna get under 2.5.
No.
It's a pretty tough
No.
one. What do you think, Happy?
If
Not-
it was
not
under
many.
3, I would say maybe there's a chance, but no.
Yeah. NHL 20,
Yeah.
Yep.
no shot.
Yep. Nope.
All right.
That's a no.
The next point you have here is D rating. Do you think anyone's gonna get above 90 for the season?
Yes.
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 I agree. Yes.
Hard no.
Yep. Hard no. Look at this guy.
What's the what is it?
Anybody?
What do we have the
anyone
people sitting at
close?
right now?
Let's see. I'm looking. 88. JoJo Watson 88. I'm looking real fast at the stats here.
Oh, if it's JoJo
you
that
wanna
hits
say-
it, then absolutely yes. Sorry, I have to be a little biased.
Mitch with 85.
Mentis has 14 games played. He's at 89.3. Bautista
Okay.
has 15 games played. He's at 89.3 as well. So
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to get that number up, though, man. That's the problem.
Yeah,
Right?
again, it's just this game, right? Like, you could do as much as you can defensively. All it takes is just these stupid, ridiculous bounces just to sit there and go like, well, I did all I can, and the puck still went into the net. So I guess screw me. So
Yeah,
Alright,
I think somebody might. I'm gonna say somebody's going to get above 90.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
gonna
so
go on
too.
the.
It's gonna be hard,
outside.
but it's possible.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Batista on this one. I'm thinking he's gonna pass it.
All right.
All right.
Even calling the person's
Next one
name.
is
Wow.
going to be
Gutsy.
penalty minutes. And I'm going to do
Oof.
penalty minutes adjusted, so we're not going to count fights. The number here is
Okay.
100. Do you think anyone's going to go above 100 penalty minutes adjusted?
Do
Right
we
now,
have
the
anything
highest.
to look at?
Yep. So
I'm just
Cash Lunk is
finding
mine.
number 1 right now at 69 penalty minutes. Happy Gilmore's right behind him at 60.
It's
If it's
break
me,
100.
yes.
You're saying.
Jesus, Happy.
Yeah.
I only say
What are you doing?
penalties. What do you expect?
So
Yeah.
somebody gonna break 100.
To be fair, I'd say
100
half of them are
penalty
my
minutes.
fault, and the other half are just bleh.
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
It's Scott's fault.
No.
It's
Rally.
just like
no.
3 weeks left? Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, you can blame Rally. Yeah, blame Rally. I like that idea. Blame Rally. I say no. No, he's gonna break 100.
I say no as well.
You know what? I'll say yes.
30 more.
I believe in
penalty
you,
minutes.
Yeah.
Happy. I believe in you.
I believe in myself
Happy
too.
break
You
that
know
record. Happy break that over under, buddy. Let's go.
Alright, second last one Levin's had here was 10 shorthanded goals here. Right now, the current
Right.
highest person is 5 right now, so
Nope.
Who's that?
yeah, I doubt it.
Shorties. No.
No.
Not gonna happen.
If it's 5 now, there's no shot.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, no.
And last one he has here is for actually a team stat. So, do you think any team's gonna go over 48 team wins?
What are we at now? Let me look here.
You gotta look
hold
at New York Rangers. I think are the first one, right? So they're at
Let's see.
31.
Oof.
Is anyone going to break 48 wins? So you guys need 17 more wins out of. Oof. Oh.
I'd say it's
17.
possible.
24 games.
Yeah, I could see some. Yeah, I could see somebody getting it. I'll say yes.
Yeah.
I'll say it's Rangers, and I'll say yeah.
Could be Dallas too. Actually, they have 30 wins and they have 2 less games played, right? So it's
Yep.
possible. I think it's possible.
Yeah, so do I.
Yes.
For sure.
New York Rangers all the way.
Oh God. Ugh.
Yeah. All right,
I
thanks,
hate
Levins, for
those
that idea.
guys.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was a great idea.
Thanks,
actually. I'm glad
Levins.
you did that,
Maybe
man.
we'll have you on the show one
Thanks,
day.
Levins.
Maybe one
We'll
day.
get him on. Yeah, we'll get him on.
Doesn't punch a door.
Yeah.
All right, now we also had early front runners for awards. You want to say that for next show? Where are we at as far as
Yeah,
number-wise,
we're
chill?
pretty much over time, so let's save that for
Right.
the next one.
So we can say that for the next show. We'll save that early front runner for awards next week. All right, so
Sounds
good.
that kind of wraps the show up, guys. I want to say thanks to Happy, Crim, and Chill once again.
Yeah, buddy.
Thanks for
for
having
coming
me.
on and doing this with us. I want to thank the media guys once again, Jetty, Close, Vitamin, and Roscoe for their work with the power rankings, 3 stars, video clips, etc. And good luck to everyone this week as the season winds down. Some teams are going to need it. So good luck, everybody.
Yep, good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
See you guys.